Welcome. Find your way to child's pose. Spread the knees apart, big toes touch, arms extended out in front of you. Forehead resting comfortably on the floor. Breathing in and out through your nose. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. We'll be here for another couple breaths. Good. Coming up to all fours. Thread the arm, the left arm, underneath the right arm, palm up. Again, continue to breathe in and out through your nose, feeling your abdomen expand with the inhales and contract with the exhales. Stay nice and easy with the breath. You should feel the stretch through the left arm. Switching sides, thread the right arm underneath the left arm, palm facing up. The left arm can be either straight or slightly bent in the elbow. The right side of the head is resting comfortably on the floor. Again, breathing in and out through the nose. Stay consistent and stay smooth with that breath. A steadiness and an ease. Good. Let's prepare to move to cat-cow. Pressing the spine towards the ceiling on the cat, tipping the pelvis forward, keeping the core engaged on the cow. Navel is always drawn in to protect the lower spine. Exhaling to the cat, inhaling to the cow. Moving with our breath, letting it guide us through the movement. Good. Keep going, nice and steady. Cat and cow. Excellent. Come back to neutral. From here, we'll come to a kneeling position. From the kneeling position, also known as Virasana or Hero, we begin to move our bodies. Okay? First things first, find a steady breath in and out through the nose. If you're uncomfortable, place a towel between your knees or a towel underneath the ankles to help make this posture easier. You can also prop yourself up on blocks or pillows. Okay, find that steadiness to your breath. Okay, here we go. Bending to the right side, reach the left arm up and over the ear, palm facing down. The right hand is comfortably pressed on the floor. Make sure you keep the hips rooted to the heels, meaning don't let that left hip come off of the heel. Breathe into that left side of the body, anywhere from the shoulder through the core area on the side, maybe even into the hip. You'll feel some stretch. Okay, again, the breath is always in and out through the nose. Come on up on an inhale. Good. You see me setting the timer, 30 seconds here. We're going to the right, stretching the right side, bending over to the left now. Again, the left arm for me is bent. Some of you might have enough flexibility to place the forearm on the ground, or you could have a block underneath that forearm, some kind of prop to help you up. Extending and reaching through those right fingertips, nice and strong, getting a good stretch down that side body. This is very similar to our side angle postures. Good, strong stretch. On an inhale, you'll come back to center. Now, staying in that kneeling position, let's go ahead and place the palms behind us, fingertips facing away from us. And let's bridge our hips up. So gently squeeze the glutes, draw the navel in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, trying to pinch the spine, so to speak, and lifting your hips off of your heels. You should feel some stretch, maybe in the front of the hip, around the pocket area, possibly even around the waistband area. Some of you might go all the way down towards the knees. Please be mindful to protect the knees in this posture. Be kind to the body. Good. Inhale, come on up, and let's come to child's pose. Taking some pressure. Should be a nice little release for the lower back. Again, engaging the core. You'll see I'm showing a variation where I move the hands by the feet. The knees are together in this particular child's pose. But whatever feels good for you is perfectly fine. Good. And let's transition. Coming into downward dog. First downward dog of the day, you'll see that I'm pedaling the feet. Oftentimes we call this walking the dog. Try to find your position that feels good to you. Feet are hips width apart from me. You can definitely have your toes touching together. Arms are strong, pressing through the hands. Fingertips are active, even the pads of the fingertips to protect the wrists here. Again, the breath is in and out through the nose. Maybe you want to bend both knees, pulsing a little bit, trying to get a little opening down that back side of the body. Some of us will feel this in the calves, behind the knees, hamstrings, maybe even into the shoulders. Hopefully the child's poses helped address that. Now, slowly walk our feet to the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Gently release here. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Yeah, you can bend one knee, straighten one leg. You can wiggle side to side. It's again our first standing forward fold. So just wiggle around. Feel what feels good to you. Be kind to the back. Keep the core engaged by drawing the navel in. Just slightly helps to protect the lower back. Okay, breathing in and out through the nose. Wiggling around nice and loose here. Good. Take another breath or so. You can release the hands to the floor if you would like. And then bend both knees. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Sweep the arms overhead. Bring the palms back to prayer. Standing at the front of the mat, the hands at the side. Inhale, reach and extend the arms. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Forward fold, hinging at the hips. Bend the knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step left to right or right to left, plank. Drop your knees, lower your body to the floor. Good. On an inhale, come to cobra. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Strong core, strong glutes. Find your way back through a rocking child's pose to all fours to downward dog. Nice slow process as we start to move through a modified sun salutation. Good. Maybe pedal the feet again, back in downward dog. You don't have to. I'm demonstrating that, but that's up to you. Make it your downward dog. Do what feels good for your body here. Good. Breathing in out the nose. Now slowly walk again to the front of the mat. Forward fold. On an inhale, lengthen the spine. On an exhale, release, forward fold. On an inhale, bend the knees, inhale, sweep the arms overhead, rolling all the way up to a standing position. Palms, heart center. Standing at Tadasana. Hands, prayer, center, heart center. On the inhale, sweep the arms overhead. On your exhale, swan dive. Forward fold. Inhale takes you to the halfway lift, lengthen spine. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Lower down from the plank. Inhale to a cobra. If you want to move to an upward dog, please do so. Stay strong in the core and the glutes and the legs. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Pedal out. Work that downward dog. Let's take a couple breaths here. Strong arms, strong legs, slow and steady with that breath. Inhale, extend that left leg. Exhale, step the left leg forward between the hands. Lunge. Step with the right leg. Forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, release. Fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, roll up. Sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, release. Hands, heart center. Okay, with the hands, prayer center. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale will take you to a halfway lift. Exhale, step back, plank, lowering down chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, or if you want to move a little bit bigger, upward dog. Exhale, release back to downward dog. Here we pedal the feet, move around. Let's take a couple breaths here in downward dog. And we prepare to get the body ready to move. We're going to add on to this downward dog here. So feel strong in that upper body. And on the next inhale, extend and reach that left leg. Step it forward, coming into a low lunge. Hands on either side of the leg. Left leg's forward, right leg's back, nice and strong through that whole body. We're going to pause here and we're going to hold this for a little bit of time. So if you need to wiggle around, you can. Maybe bend that back knee a little bit, straighten it out. You can even move a little bit in that front knee. That front leg, that left leg is really working hard here to hold this body. It's the important phase of the next piece of the puzzle. Okay, so from here, from this lunge, we're going to prepare to move into the splits here, okay? So, yes, we're not into a full split, but what we're trying to do here is just straighten the left leg with the right leg. Ideally, it kind of looks like a pyramid. You can tell I'm a little bit tight here today. It's hard to work that left leg straight, so I'm going to move around and wiggle to try to find some space here, to find some length in the back of that left leg. Okay, tucking the chin, nice and strong through the core, strong through both legs in this splits, which is really, in essence, partly a forward fold. Okay, good. Breathing in and out through that nose. Tenting the fingers really helps. You could have blocks here. And then we're going to shift back into the lunge position, the low lunge, hands on either side. And we're going to twist. Right hand is on the ground, strong through that right arm. Left arm extends and reaches to the sky. If you can, take the eyes and look up to that left hand. Again, that's not something that's required. If you need to, you can look straight out towards me, or you could even look down to the floor. Strong lunge, strong core, really strong through the shoulder blades. They're squeezing together, opening through the chest here. Extend and reach. Strong body here. Good. Take a couple breaths. And then release the left hand down to the ground. Step back to the downward dog. And then let's move through a chaturanga to the plank, lower to the floor. Inhale to the cobra. Exhale. Go ahead and release back, downward dog. Loosen up if you need to. Pedal those feet. And then inhale, extend that right leg. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Good. Hands on either side of the feet. Strong legs. Again, try to be as strong as you can on that back leg, that left leg, pushing through the heel, lifting the knee up, engaging the quadricep, navel draws in, strong arms. Again, this is a helpful place to have blocks, strong core. If you're like me, you feel that right hip really working hard to hold this lunge position. Okay? Again, stay with your breath, in and out through the nose. And then slowly begin to straighten that right leg, coming into the splits. And after you've been in the lunge, sometimes you got to wiggle around, bend the knee, straighten the leg, work the posture a little bit. It's not about what's perfect, it's about what's available to you and how your body's feeling in the position. And know that the left and right don't always feel the same on every given day. Okay? Opening up that body, really pushing through that right leg. You really push through the heel, the big toe, strong through the quadriceps here. Yoga takes a lot of strength to find mobility, to find flexibility. Okay, you need to be strong in your yoga practice. And that strength will lead to increased flexibility. You'll find some ease in the postures. Good, and then shift back to the lunge, hands on either side of the foot. And then let's twist. Left hand on the ground, right hand extends and reaches. On this one, you get a pretty good view from the crown of the head through my spine, hip, knee, and ankle and heel. You try to see one long line of energy, right? And you can see that my left arm practically blocks my right shin. And my arms stack on top of each other, and they're in line with that right shin at the front of the mat. Form and alignment, really important. Provides strength and allows you to stack the bones, taking a little bit of pressure off those muscles and giving you the ability to get a little bit deeper into the posture. Stay with the breath. Okay, release the right hand to the ground. Step back to the plank. Move to the downward dog. And then transition. Plank. Lower down to the floor. Chaturanga. Inhale to a cobra or upward dog, your choice. I'm showing both. Be strong in your core, protect your back, and then exhale, release to the downward dog. Good. And then drop into a child's pose. Let's take a breath here in this child's pose. Good. It's always nice to just give yourself a small little break and then come back to downward dog. Pedal the feet again. Good. Push through the arms and then slowly walk the hands and feet to the front of the mat to a forward fold. On an inhale, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, release and fold. Good. And let's just pause here in this forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows. You can let the arms hang. You can do peace fingers around the toes. You can even slide the hands palm facing up underneath the feet for a little deeper stretch. Okay, finding some strength, using the quads, the core, tucking the chin here. This is a strong posture. We can be passive in it, but it is a strong posture. It's compression strength, as a gymnast would see it. Even us yogis want to see that that's a possibility. Then bend the knees, inhale, release, reach all the way up, palms overhead, palms come to prayer position, and we pause here. Coming into a wide-legged position, turn the toes out, place the hands on the hips, and we're going to shift side to side in the Cossack squat. Okay, pushing through the bent knee, pulling through the straight leg. I'm also demonstrating that you can place the hands on the floor as well, hinging forward at the hips. Again, still pushing and pulling, using your breath to guide you. Nice, easy movement, using some strength to create some mobility. You can pause and work each position a little bit. You notice if you do that, you might be able to turn the toe of the straight leg forward just to change the stretch. But of course, when you move into the Cossack, turn the toes out a little bit. Protect the knees. Coming into a wide leg forward fold, hands on the floor, maybe hands to the outer edges of the legs, ankles, or reaching back between your legs, palm facing down, fingertips facing the direction of the heels. Hinging forward here. Coming back up to wide leg, we'll position ourselves in triangle pose. Right leg forward, left leg back, right-sided triangle pose. Hinging at the hips. If you can, take your eyes up to the left hand here, up to the sky. If that's not comfortable, you can turn your eyes towards the screen or to the floor, whatever's best for your body. Okay? Strong in that right leg, strong in that left leg. Now bend that knee, come on up. Turn the right toes in, left toes out. Triangle pose now on the left side, hinging at the hip. You can bend that knee to come into this position. That does help a little bit. Left hand for me is placed on the left leg. You could use a block, or if you have the range of motion, you can place the hand on the floor, either inside or outside the leg. This could be a personal preference related to your flexibility. Okay, take another breath or so here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to transition by bending the left knee, coming back up through Warrior Two to wide leg position. Preparing for half moon on the right side. Turn the right toes straight towards the front of the mat. Step the left heel next to the right. If you have a block, it's good to use. I'm using a kettlebell here, and we're going to extend and lift through that left leg. Notice my eyes are down to the ground. That makes it easier to start the process. If you can look straight towards me, and if you have the flexibility and balance, you can look up to the sky. You'll notice the nice straight long lines in the body, crown of the head to the toes. Good, and gently release, step down, come back to Tadasana, and then let's prepare to do the left side. Notice we don't hold these as long because balancing poses take a little bit longer, so if you need more time, you can pause the video and try this again and do a second set on your own. Left toes towards the bell. The bell is outside the foot, not in line with it. Extending, reaching through. You can see my left hand's on my glute before I start here. Reaching up with that right leg. So lots of strength both through the right leg and the left leg. Strong core, strong arms. Everything's connected here. Stay with the breath the best you can. Good, and then gently release. Come down to the floor, back to Tadasana. From here, we're just going to forward fold. Give ourselves a little stretch. Maybe bend one knee, straighten one leg. Just loosen up the hips. It's a lot of strength. And then we're going to come into the squat. I'm demonstrating Malasana first. This is traditional garland pose with the feet together, the knees out wide, hands on the ground, bowing. You can move more into a traditional squat position. Oftentimes we call this prayer squat, also part of the same posture of Malasana or the garland. Little easier from a balance perspective. Should feel a nice stretch. And then we'll just bow, coming into a forward fold. Okay, bring your feet together. In this forward fold, bend the knees, inhale, roll all the way up, coming back to mountain pose. Second balancing pose, tree pose. Right leg down, left leg either at the calf or up at the inner thigh. You can see it's a little bit of a challenge as I fell out of the posture. Hands can come prayer. They can extend out like branches to the side, or they can reach to the sky. So you're growing up towards the sun. Notice the strength. I'm not pushing into my right hip. I'm actually pushing my right leg into my left leg, creating a connection. Core is engaged. Good. Hands come back to prayer position. We release. Shake it out a little bit. You can see I'm demonstrating that. Loosen up the hips. Lots of strength in these postures. Left side now. Again, I'm demonstrating the foot up the inner thigh, prayer position. I'm going to demonstrate with the hands reaching towards the sky, matching what I did on the other side. Holding this tree pose, lots of strength. You might wobble a little bit, it's normal. Yeah, work through this process. Stay focused on your breath. Find a focal point. Very important in the balancing poses. We call this the dristi, or concentration. Go ahead and gently release. Take the leg off, come back into the asana, maybe wiggle the hips a little bit. And again, we're just going to hinge, forward fold, just to loosen up a little bit in the hips and the lower back. You can see that I'm walking the legs here. That helps to emphasize a little bit in the hips. And from here, I'm going to transition to downward dog. And from downward dog, we'll make the transition to the pigeon pose on the left side. You can have this upright variation of the pigeon called proud pigeon, or you can come into what we often call sleepy pigeon or lazy pigeon. Again, you want to hinge at the crease of the hips here. Should feel the stretch down the left hip, maybe all the way down the side of the leg towards the knee into the hamstrings, the biceps femoris. Nice strong posture. You can extend and reach out. Deep posture, great stretch. Definitely a yoga favorite. And then from here, we're going to transition to the other side. Through downward dog, take some of the stretch out of the knees. Switching. You could stay in proud pigeon. You can have the heel towards the hip, or you can move that foot away from the hip. Good. I'm going to demonstrate the lazy pigeon, the sleepy pigeon. I find this to be a really wonderful stretch as I extend through the spine, creasing at the hips, putting a little extra weight into that hip to give it a little bit deeper stretch, a little traction across that right hip. Again, stay steady with the breath, in and out through the nose. Okay, preparing to transition here. We're going to roll to the right hip, swing the left leg around. Bring the knees into the chest, lying on our back. Give ourselves a hug. Really nice way to go. Maybe rock side to side. Just nice and easy on the back here. Good. Keep the right leg hugged into the body. Maybe circle the ankle. Really great place to do that. Left leg's extended straight out on the ground. Now we're going to prepare to twist. I move the left hip to the right, drop the right leg over to the left side. The right arm is palm facing towards the sky, out to the side into a T or a Y. Left arm is helping the stretch. Gently release back, hug the right knee in. Bring the left knee to meet. Maybe again rock a little bit, move around. Straighten the right leg out, hug the left knee in. Circle the ankle. Loosen everything up. And then you'll move the hips over to the left so you can drop the left leg across the body, giving yourself better alignment for the stretch. It's a deep twist. You can see the palms up, approximately at a T position here, straight out from the shoulder. You could do a Y position, reaching a little bit more up towards the corner of the mat per se. Gently release back. Hug the left knee in. Bring the right knee in, hugging both legs, preparing for happy baby. Whether you grab on the inside or outside of the feet is up to you. So happy babies rock. Otherwise it's known as dead bugs pose, where we don't do any rocking, we just hold the posture. Good. Hug both knees into the chest, releasing out a happy baby. Coming into a bridge pose. Just opening the hips here. You can see I grab the ankles to start, but you can release the hands as I'm demonstrating out to the side. Palms facing up. Squeeze the glutes. Tight core, drawing the navel in. Squeeze the blades together. And then slowly lower down the hips. Swivel the legs left to right like a little windshield wiper. Nice and easy on the hips and lower back here. Good gentle stretch. Moving into Supta Baddha Konasana. Bottoms of the feet together. Knees out to the side. Hands can come to the belly. You can place the left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly, or vice versa. Or you can release the hands out to the side. Take a couple breaths here. Nice stretch for the adductors. This also could be Shavasana for you. So if you'd like to prepare to move into Shavasana from here, you can. You could stay here. Or you can straighten the legs out. Palms stay face up out to the side. You relax that body and you settle in for Shavasana. From here, I'll let you take the posture yourself. Enjoy at least maybe 5 to 10 breaths here before transitioning. Thank you and namaste.